Joining me now from Sacramento, California, representing California's 23rd Senate District, State Senator Mike Morrell. Senator, it's obvious why, L.A. and some of these other cities like San Francisco have a homeless problem. In San Francisco, heck, they're giving them a stipend, last I checked. Several $100s a week just to be homeless so they can have money to buy drugs. It's obvious because they're catering to these people, and essentially what's being created in certain parts of California is a homeless sanctuary. So why not attract more homeless?
Well, they want more homeless. That's their voting. That's their voting block. They buy their love, right? They also, you neglected about the food stamps and those sort of things that they give. But remember, the Democrats here in Sacramento, as well as cities like L.A., these guys, in my opinion, seem to have been embracing the political ideologies of Marx and Lenin rather than those of Lincoln and Washington in our constitutional limited constitutional government. And that's why it's moving towards these socialistic policies, which, Venezuela hasn't helped them very much. And we've got about 5,000 years of recorded history where it's never worked, but yet they're on these goals to diminish the great state of California.
Right, and take a good look, the rest of America, because this is the future. If your state happens to embrace socialism like Eric Garcetti is embracing in Los Angeles, those rats, the vermin, the pestilence, the disease, that is the future. And oh, by the way, you have a governor, too, who is now embracing abortion. Just in the last 3 days, he's effectively saying that California is now an abortion sanctuary. So if you happen to be living in a state, a red state, that says, hey, we're going to protect all life. Well, there's a governor in California. His name is Gavin Newsom, who says, come on over to California, plenty of Planned Parenthoods, you can have an abortion there.
And by the way, at taxpayers' expense. That's the thing that he's promoting, at our expense, taxpayers. But also, you were talking about, you just had two subjects there about the rats in L.A. There's articles now, L.A., as well as San Francisco, I believe that we're seeing typhoid breakout as well as typhus. And this has not happened in 50 years, right? But they have a tremendous rat problem and, again, a homeless problem. And so it's breeding not just diseases and infections, but this could really manifest itself and be even a bigger thing. And at the same time, yeah, they are promoting abortion, encouraging other women to come to the state. And again, at taxpayers' expense. It's just bad policy. It's wrong. It's bad for the morality of our state as well as our nation and the health of people. Speaking
of taxpayers, Senator, the sex education that's being taught in public schools in California right now is atrocious by most people's standards. I guess, I don't know, you'd have to take a survey in California if Californians believe it's atrocious. There is some pushback. I want to get to that in a minute. But they're teaching things, it's based on something called gender fluidity. And I have to kind of rack my brain as to exactly what gender fluidity is. I think I have an idea. It's that you can change your gender, which I think you and I would both believe is impossible unless you happen to be God. I don't want to get too graphic about some of this stuff, but it is very graphic. It's encouraging, for example, 11-year-olds to engage in sex. In fact, it's so graphic, Senator, that when we show pictures on my program, we have to blur a lot of it.
Yeah, it's gone from, it's not your sex education we learn at elementary school. This has gone from the informative to the very explicit. And what's happened on this is a couple of things. Number one, the school districts are not revealing. They're only letting you see, some of the easy listening stuff, but they're not revealing the whole curriculum, nor is the Department of Education. So I've been working on a bill, very simple. My bill says before our young students, K through 6, can look at this stuff, the parents, this should be available online. The whole enchilada should be available online, which Department of Education doesn't want to do. That should scare you at first. It's like your banker not wanting to tell you how much money you've got in the bank. You'd get nervous over that. And so what happens is this should be available online to the parents, and then the parents should be able to view this curriculum. The parents, we want to empower them so that they can make a decision that's best for their kids. Because every day of the week, I'm always going to trust the parents more than I am the bureaucrats up here or the Department of Education.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.